join us again today. Are you ready for today's story? I am. Let's get started. Did you ever try to do something that was hard, like catch a ball or draw an animal, but it was just too hard? It can be frustrating, can't it? Well, today, we're gonna read a story about Peter and his friends. One night they're fishing and they're having a hard time catching fish. They can't even catch one fish. So, Jesus decides to go fishing with them, and we're gonna find out what happens next. Today's story is called Jesus Goes Fishing. Do you see this picture here? This is Peter and his friends. They are fishermen and they catch fish for a living. Sometimes they catch many fish and sometimes they don't catch any fish. Well, one night they are fishing all night long, but they do not catch one fish. Not even one. Would that feel frustrating to you? If you were fishing all night long and you didn't catch even one fish? I would feel frustrated. Let's see what happens next. Let's see this picture here. Jesus says one day, "Let's go fishing." And Peter says to Jesus, "We fished all night, but we didn't catch even one fish." So what happens next? Let's look at this picture. Jesus tells Peter and his friends, "You will catch fish now. Put your nets over there." So what do you think Peter and his friends do? Well, Peter and his friends listen to Jesus and they throw their nets into the water and they put the nets where Jesus told them to. What happens next? Let's look at this picture here. The water is filled with fish and their nets are filled with fish too. Do you see all those fish in the picture? Jesus made that happen. And only Jesus, God's Son, can do that. So, today's lesson teaches us many things. One, when things get hard, you can always ask Jesus for help. And like Peter and his friends, if we listen to what Jesus says, he can help us. Do you know why Jesus wants to help us, friends? Because he loves us. Jesus loves us so much, and he is so loving that he wants to help us. Another thing that we can learn from today's story is, how can we be like Jesus? In today's story, we learned that Jesus helped Peter and his friends, and Jesus helps us because he is loving and he loves us. So, the next time, if you see someone who needs help, you can show them that you love them by helping them. And that's being like Jesus. That's our story for today. Let's switch it over to Miss Kristen with crafts.
All right, friends, so today we heard an awesome story about how Jesus helped the disciples when they were having a hard time, and they were faithful and listened to his directions and were blessed with a ton of fish. So we're gonna make our own ton of fish. So let me show you what materials you'll need. For today's craft, you're gonna need some paper, something blue, it doesn't have to be finger paint, a pencil, a marker, some scissors, a paper plate, some cling wrap, some tape, and a grown-up, most importantly, to help you out with this. So the first thing we're going to do is create our C. And for us today, we used some finger paint. Now, finger paint can be messy, so this is definitely something you want to get grown-ups help with and permission to do before you start. But it really, it's just smushing some paint around. If you have some watercolors or something else that you want to use besides finger paint, or you can use crayons or markers, just something to make some some ocean. Okay? And we're gonna let that dry, which is why we did that first. You always wanna make sure you have some paper towel or something you can clean your hands off with nearby whenever you're doing finger painting. And then we move on. The next thing we're gonna make is our net. So you wanna take a nice size piece of cling wrap, larger than your plate, and spread it out very carefully. Cling wrap can be kind of crazy, so you probably wanna get some help in making sure that it doesn't fold up or crinkle. Just be patient, you can do it. And you're gonna take that marker that you had at the beginning and you're gonna draw some net lines. My suggestion to you would be to hold it on one side and pull across. If you don't hold it on one side, it's gonna crinkle up and go nuts. So you wanna make sure that you are holding onto one side and pulling it all the way across to the other side. Doesn't have to be perfect. And the other way too. I'm gonna make this net so those fish can't get out. Next up, we're going to make some fish. And for me, I just make simple fish, which kind of look like an 8 with a flat bottom. So you just wanna do just like that, and that way you've got a head and a tail. You're probably gonna wanna get some assistance from a grown-up to cut this out. And what I wanna warn you against is don't cut all the way to the X. You wanna like cut around and then leave a little space so that your head and your tail are still connected. Now, let's put it all together. I brought back our finger painted ocean. I'm adding some fishies in here. I put some faces and some gills on mine. Look, they're swimming around, they're so happy. So toss your fish in there. And then you're going to take your cling wrap net and pull it over those fish because they are now in the fisherman's property. Hold it underneath. You want to make sure it's pretty tight actually, and then you're going to tape the back. All the way down. And so that's it. You should be all done with your fish in the net. They should be able to swim around in there, but they're not getting out. So hopefully this is a great reminder to you about our great Bible story today. And now it's time to move on to Cassie with our dance verse.
All right, friends, we're ready to start our dance verse. And our dance verse comes from this book. Who knows what this book is called? It's the Bible, you're right. B-I-B-L-E, the Bible. And who knows what's inside this book? God's holy word. Very good. All right. God's holy word is very special. Today's words come right from this book. And it's in John 3:16. Can you do that? John 3:16. All right. Let's get ready to do our dance verse and get our fingers moving. Our finger dancing. I'm going to do it, then you're going to do it. I'm going to do it, then you're going to do it. My turn, your turn. Ready? Let's go. For God so loved the world that he gave his son so whoever believes in him will live forever. Very good. Let's do that again, okay? A little slower this time. Ready? Let's go. For God so loved the world, he gave his son, so whoever believes in him will live forever. All right, now we're gonna speed it up just a little bit. Ready? Let's go. For God so loved the world
that he gave his son so whoever believes in him will live forever. Awesome job. You just memorized a verse in the Bible called John 3:16. John 3:16. Very good. I'm so proud of you.
That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed our time together, and we hope that you'll join us next time. We'll see you then. Bye.